Today we're doing a review of the Modern Dayfarer 18-liter backpack. In this video, I'm gonna take my experience of having reviewed 500 plus of the world's best bags, and we're gonna tear this thing apart. We're gonna pack it out. I'm gonna give you my honest pros and cons. I'm gonna give you my brutally honest truth about the comfort of the bag, and you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you're not 100% sold this is the bag for you, I'm gonna give you a couple of bag alternative recommendations that are gonna be close to this, but a little bit different as well, so you can see what the best options in the market are. Let's jump into the gist of the Modern Dayfarer 18-liter backpack. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really excited about this because the original Modern Dayfarer, should I say the 24-liter version, this guy right here, one of my favorite bags of all time. In fact, when we did our leaderboard video, I think our first one, I picked this as my #1 go-to EDC. And it's still like one of my all-time favorites for the aesthetic, the quick access, everything that the 18-liter is also bringing to the table, but in a more condensed package. And there's some changes between the 24-liter version and the 18-liter version that you gotta know about, all of which I'm a big fan of, that are making this bag like a serious contender for one of my favorite bags. It's awesome, but it's not without its faults. I got some cons of this bag. I'll tell you what they are soon. First, let's talk about the top features. We've got a top loader backpack where this front panel is secured via a fidlock magnet. We've got a water bottle pocket on one side, a very long side access pocket on the other side, multiple access points into the main compartment, a hidden back wallet pocket, and a beautiful and quite cozy harness system. Now let's talk about like the size of the bag. It's 18 liters, which for me is a great size for EDC, as it's not too big, but it can store a lot of your belongings. We've got a height of around 18 inches, 12 inches width, and a fully packed out base depth of around 6 inches. But does that actually equate to 18 liters capacity? Let's find out. As you can see, I filled the main compartment to the brim. As you can see, we're at 5, 10, just under 15 liters, which sounds about right. Because keep in mind, with the roll top loader such as this, extend it to therefore accommodate bigger capacity, smaller capacity. So I'd say it's 18 liters, but definitely a tight 18 liters. For the weight, we're coming in at 2.6 pounds, which is quite heavy for an 18-liter bag. On the pro side of that though, like it has a very over-constructed, like solid, burly feel to it, which some people are really gonna appreciate, but obviously that does come with extra weight. This is the bag when it's empty, and this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. I'm 5'8", and our media manager, Margaret, is 5'2". And don't worry, we're gonna pack out the bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. And for all that, this backpack runs around 200 USD. And if at any point during this review, you're totally digging the bag and you're thinking about picking one up, we highly suggest doing so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the front of the Modern Dayfarer backpack 18-liter. We always start this section by talking about the aesthetic. And I think that the aesthetic is one of the primary reasons to buy, well, not really, because the functionality is amazing as well, but the aesthetic is really one of a kind. As for they've taken that classic sort of like front flap roll top backpack and really modernized it. I love the play with the two materials. And can we just say how good this bag looks in green? And one of my favorite parts is the new fabric that has been introduced. This is a Velocity nylon. Well, first of all, nylon, if you don't know, is like one of the best backpack fabrics. It's not quite as water resistant and light as polyester, but it's stupid abrasion resistant, and it just looks amazing. And Velocity is the weave of this nylon, where if you really get close in there, you can see like it's just doing this beautiful dance. And Velocity is one of those nylons that you just don't see in the bag world enough. I don't know why. Black Embers started to use it for a little bit, and then I think they stopped. And Modern Dayfarer said they're gonna be using Velocity like moving forwards, and I'm just so stoked about it. It looks gorgeous, especially in this green color. I think just aesthetically speaking, this bag just looks really fresh. It's also not too heavily branded. You can see we've got the Modern Dayfarer logo on the side pocket. And really a lot of what's happening with the aesthetic is this fidlock buckle. Now we're gonna really get into the meat and potatoes of the main compartment in the next section. But a fidlock buckle like this, it's gonna have pros and cons. On the pro side, like, oh my God, like how freaking satisfying is that? Like when it actually like just clicks right in. And it also gives the bag a bit of a futuristic and a bit of a sporty look as well. But on the con side, these buckles are heavy, they're not cheap, and it's not always a guarantee you're gonna get it right in, but like often you will. Honestly, I've gone through quite a relationship with these buckles. These V buckles, they're huge on backpacks. I first saw them on the Boundary Supply Prima system. You get 2 of them on that bad boy, which is 1 too many. And I used to love them, but then I kind of was like, they're just so extra. But this one here, makes sense to me again. That's the perfect utilization of a Fidlock V buckle. But now let me show you how that actually works with the main compartment and accessing the biggest compartment of this bag. Let's talk about the middle of the Modern Dayfarer 18-liter backpack. But before we do, let me talk about the sides of the bag. Because one negative about this bag is it's never, ever gonna be in the self-standing category. It's not a great self-standing bag. And the reason is it's designed to be sexy and sporty. And a self-standing bag usually has to have a flat bottom and flat and boxy. It's just not sexy. This just looks great, but it's never gonna have that standing functionality that somebody like me really appreciates. But for our media manager, Margaret, she said it's not a big deal to her because, quoting her, there's always a wall somewhere. And it's very true. We're surrounded by walls. What's your take on the self-standing bag? Must have, or do you share Margaret's plethora of walls philosophy? Let me know in the comments below. Now we have 2 different designs for the sides. Side number 1 has handle and the water bottle holder. And side number 2 has a quick access side pocket. Now the quick access side pocket, I got pros and cons with. On the pros side, it's very sleek and hidden because you got this flap right here, which conceals the zipper. And it's got that length, right? As to where it's not just a little pocket at the bottom. You can fit larger things in here, and you got a bit of organization as to where we have this 2 power mesh pockets, excusez-moi, which means that you can organize some stuff. I got my little tape measure, keys, or if you want, you can attach your keys to the included key leash at the top. But on the flip side, one thing about this pocket that's a little tough is how tough it can be to get into it. I love being able to slide the bag around, unzip, and grab what I need, but with this flap, it does constrict a little bit of what's happening inside this pocket. Not too terribly, right? We're just getting nitpicky here. Just because sometimes you gotta put a little extra bicep and tricep into it to really kind of open it. But also this bag is fresh, out of the oven, so as it breaks in a little bit, that'll be a little bit easier to get into as well. On the flip side, the side handle is beautifully designed. Allows you to carry your bag like this in briefcase mode if need be. We've got some really nice padding here and enough space to grab as well. A little tight, but there's still enough space. Now I'm gonna specifically show you which water bottles do and do not fit in this pocket once we fill out the main compartment, which we're gonna do now. All right, let's get into the main compartment. Fidlock, gotta pull up, easy to open, and then you can see here, one thing that I'm just in love with is the fact that we have this top loader, but it opens up like a clamshell. It doesn't open up like a clamshell, it is a fucking clamshell. And this is like a rarity as to where the only way that you'll see this is usually from the back, where you'll have a roll top and then this section right here zips all the way down and you can open reverse clamshell. But this is just this beautiful, unique design, and it gives you the best of all worlds as to where you're actually getting some functionality as you're getting access into the main compartment. And almost glazed over this, we have another quick access pocket in the front. There's a bit of volume in this pocket, so you can go ahead and fit a novel in there. Perfect fit. And I love that because you got that pocket, plus the side pocket, plus the water bottle pocket, plus the back pocket. This bag is a quick access machine, which when I picked it for my #1 bag of the year a few years ago, I was obsessed with quick access. So the more spots I had to swing the bag around and grab something I needed, because I was in a lazy place in my life. The more of those spots, the better. And that's just what this bag is just optimized for, that quick freaking access. Let's go ahead and pack out the main compartment. I can see here I got a bunch of EDC stuff. I'm gonna throw my notebook in this back panel. Got a little bit of stretch right here. So if you want, you can fit something larger in there, like your Unbound merino hoodie. But one thing to know is the biggest difference between the 24-liter and the 18-liter version is that on the 24, we had a shoe compartment at the bottom. And let me tell you, I don't miss this. Now, Modern Dayfarer is a brand that really caters to people who live active lifestyles, want a really professional bag, but that you can go to the gym with. So for some of y'all out there who live that lifestyle, that shoe compartment is a godsend. For me though, I just go to the gym in my Nikes that I'm already wearing. I never bring a change of shoes. So I think it gives the bottom a cleaner look, less complications here. This is a lot better of an experience for me. I'm not gonna lie, it might be a little bit small at 18 liters to have a shoe compartment. Let me know your thoughts on shoe compartments and EDC bags in the comments. We got a mesh pocket and a lining pocket. Both are a little tight, but you can fit some things in there. I've got a power bank, portable. Definitely wish there was a bit more volume in here, as this definitely is a tighter pocket. For instance, though, like on here, as to where this mesh is not stretchy, but my Peak Design packable tote, although it's bulky, I can fit it nicely in here because we have just a little bit extra space at the bottom. And it's been attempted to be put here as well, but it's just tighter on this pocket than it is here. So I'd recommend putting maybe flatter things in this bottom pocket. And if you need to put something bulkier in a pocket, the top pocket should be able to accommodate that. All right, hoodie at the bottom, notebook in here. It's an 18-liter bag, guys. It's not gonna fit tons and tons of stuff. My Switch 2 case. But if you're keeping it semi-light and want to look super fly in the process, 18 liters for me is perfect. For me, usually my EDC, I like it to be 20, but I can get away with 18 if need be. Now, as you can see, bag is fully packed out. Let's test. 24-ounce Columbia, very nice fit. You can see on the side, we've got a little elasticity here and a gusset right here, which just gives it a little bit of room to fit your bottle. Also, if you want to secure your water bottle, you can just use this handle and clip a carabiner on, pop it into place, water bottle good to go. 1 liter Yeti. Let's test this bad boy out. And it's gonna fit, but not as securely. One thing to know about this water bottle holder is that it really comes in at a cut, and that cut is sexy. Not gonna lie. Like, it's coming in on this angle and you're like, yeah, that water bottle's hot. But because of that, you're losing potential grabbage, right? If this was across like that, the bottle would be a bit more secure. But what's great about a pocket like this is you can use it for other things as well, such as your umbrella. Now, before we jump into the next section, I gotta let you know that if you're really enjoying this very detailed breakdown of the Modern Dayfarer backpack, you might be a bit of a gearhead, or at the very least a bag nerd. And if that's the case, I wanted to let you know that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do reviews on the YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, like, I take you even further into this incredible world of EDC and travel gear. We are just trying to take this whole industry to the next level. So if you want to keep an eye on, the newest drops, limited edition collabs, and you want exclusive access to our discount codes and giveaways, then I definitely hope you'll think about subscribing, which you can do by finding this globe emoji in the description below. Hope to see you in your inbox. All right, let's talk about the back of the Modern Dayfarer backpack 18 liter. Starting with tech protection. I love this tech compartment for a few reasons. First of all, it's protected with a YKK PU coated zipper. That PU coating right here is a plastic coating, which is great for additional weather resistance, but it might peel over time. You never know. Just depends on how much sunlight exposure it gets, what the actual make of the zipper is, a lot of factors, but something you need to be aware of. And if you want to learn more about PU coated zippers, we did like this full scientific experimental test. It's awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and link that video above as well. But I like the laptop opening because it's just this little guy. Like, it's just from here to here, and it's tight. But that's great because there's no additional organization in here. Now, what I'm saying is some laptop compartments will do this tight opening and then like have like a divider and like 3 pockets in there. And you're like, dude, I can't get in there. What are you doing? But Modern Dayfarer said, no, dude, it's just like a spot for your laptop. That's it. And a great spot for your laptop. 13-inch MacBook Pro, slide that on in. And you can see it's deep down in there, but in a way it just feels really secure and well padded. I've also got a 16-inch MacBook Pro cutout. Let's see if this fits. I'm gonna say no. And I am totally wrong because our 16-inch MacBook Pro, although tight, absolutely fits as well. And best of all, this bag has a pretty epic false bottom as to where the bottom of the laptop compartment is like, where is you? It's here, which means if you drop the bag, your laptop is extremely unlikely to get damaged. Overall, that plus the padding from the back panel, access point, false bottom, PU coated zipper, this is a phenomenal bunker for your laptop. For the top handle, love this top handle. Love that it's out of the way. They didn't put it right here, making the bag ugly. It's easy to grab. It's a really nice webbing. We have a really nice cushioning here. And the location makes it easy to grab and also to hang on a hook, if that's your jam. Now, before we talk about the comfort of the bag, let me show you something that I don't usually say. That the sideways luggage pass-through holder on this bag is actually pretty awesome. And here's why. Now, normally I prefer my bag to be upright on the suitcase, right? So the top of the bag will be here and then it goes down. But with this bag, you get so much quick side access. Look at it. We've got zipper here, zipper into the main compartment, zipper into the side access, and then zipper for the wallet right there. Boom, 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 boom. That is just really smart design as to where you're getting quick access to all your bits of gear that you need while you're flying. It's one of the rare examples, this and probably the Evergoods CPL 16/24. The only two examples I'd say of a bag that the side luggage pass-through holder actually works better than keeping the bag upright. And speaking of that back wallet pocket, it is right here. And it's not my favorite back wallet pocket, but it's not my least favorite either. It's just that it's a little tight. So you can see my Harbor London bifold wallet. It slides in there, but as the bag is more packed out, it's just more and more difficult to access. It's got a height of around 7 inches, but the way that it's sewn in, it's just a little bit tight. It's definitely something that works. Passport, boarding pass, wallet, and it's gonna keep whatever's in there nice and safe against your back, but it's definitely tight. Comfort of the bag is, and again, something I'm gonna kind of go back on what I normally say, because normally I like thick old chunky shoulder straps. But Modern Dayfarer, on this bag, we're at 1 cm depth for these shoulder straps. Not that chunky, like that extra half a cm goes a long way, which is where I usually like it, like things like Air shoulder straps. But these are really nice. I wore this bag around for the past week. The shoulder straps have a nice rebound to them with a decent amount of cushion. And one addition that I really love, thank you, Modern Dayfarer, for putting on the smaller version, which was not on the 24-liter version, is a sternum strap. This is just one of those little things that goes a long way for comfort. I am a sternum strap and I might be the first person to ever use that combination of words, and I'm proud of it. Because I'm always popping the sternum strap on. It's just a more comfortable wearing experience. I live in Hong Kong, right? So I can wear my backpack for hours at a time. And then just like going into this mode is just really nice. So special thank you to Modern Dayfarer for adding the sternum strap. In a way that's super clean too, is to where it's a rail system. So super easy to move up and down the straps. Or if you don't like sternum straps, to take them off entirely. Back panel cushioning also very nice. Upgrades across the board with the padding from the previous version to this. Overall, it actually is interesting because the bag's kind of heavy for its weight, but the shoulder straps actually kind of neutralize that and make it feel a little bit lighter. It's a 4.25 out of 5 on my personal comfort scale, and it just looks great to wear. There's not a lot of like stuff happening on these shoulder straps. It's very minimalist, very clean. God, this Velocity fabric is just stunning. But keep in mind, everyone thinks that different things are comfortable. So if you want somebody else's perspective on either the 18-liter version of this bag or the 24-liter or any bags in general, be sure to ask that question in the comments below or in the Nomadization subreddit. And then hopefully somebody from our community of really obsessive bag nerds will be able to help you out. Let's wrap this review up by talking about the overall pros and the cons of the Modern Dayfarer Backpack 18-liter. Pro number 1, it's just a really nice looking bag. Pro number 2 has got to be all the quick access points. And pro number 3, really impressed with the overall laptop protection. But on the con side, some things to be aware of are just how tight the pockets can be, especially the wallet pocket and the side pocket, especially when the bag is fully packed out. Although the shoulder straps are comfortable, it can feel a little bit heavy for the weight at 2.6 pounds. And con number 3, if you carry a really big water bottle, this holder might not cut it. But do keep in mind, you can secure it to the side handle. But if you're still watching this, there's a good chance you're thinking to yourself, my God, I see no cons, only pros. This is the greatest bag ever and I'm totally gonna buy it. And just a reminder, if you're gonna make a purchase, we do suggest doing so with the first link in the description. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and if we have any discount codes, that's what they'll be. But if you're not quite sold on the Modern Dayfarer 18-liter backpack, let me run you through some alternatives that might better suit your needs. First up, if you're new to the channel, I highly suggest checking out the Nomads Nation leaderboard video. This is where the whole Nomads Nation squad, we get together and we all pick our favorite bags in different and distinct bag categories. This video is the perfect way to get started on your bag journey and to see what the best options on the market are. And I've gone ahead and linked that above. But if we're pretty close with the Modern Dayfarer backpack, I think these 2 alternatives might interest you as well. Alternative number 1 is gonna be the Evergoods CPL 16-liter. This is a great pick for you if you're looking for a compact EDC, but you might be looking for something a little bit less on the urban side, and you want something that's a little bit more, let's say, muted, that has also some outdoorsy vibes to it as well, and is just as awesome in terms of functionality. And alternative number 2, bit of an easy recommendation, is gonna be the Modern Dayfarer Backpack V2 24 liter. Great pick for you if the 18 liter is just too small, but you're totally digging the Modern Dayfarer vibes. You like that shoe compartment. You want a bit more space with your water bottle pockets. Honestly, all 3 bags have their own unique pros and cons, but to learn more about the alternatives, just go ahead and watch these videos here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below or in the Nomads Nation subreddit. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.